name the transformation moment. It can be anything. Just make it memorable. Rememberable? Memorable. Yeah, I'm an ad writer. We were talking about being be the only. And the whole idea of be the only is means, tell your story. You're the only you that there can be. And people buy from people. Like there's all these things that, we know about marketing. But we wanted to highlight an example. Now we can't talk about the company name.
I wrote an ad that started in that direction. You grabbed it. You took the baton from me, and you got us across the finish line with it.
Right. But I'm going to give you credit because you're a great writer and you
Okay, it
wrote
was
an
a joint
ad.
effort.
It was a joint effort. You wrote an ad that, well, quite frankly, I didn't like. I
Yeah,
like pieces of it, but I didn't like the ad. And I was so nervous to come at you and say, hey, listen, this isn't going to do, we're not serving our client. Because all you did was you tried to write an ad to appease a client.
yeah,
And
bad
we
idea.
don't do that. We don't make our clients happy by writing ads that they want. We make our clients happy by delivering on the promise that we're going to grow your lead count on a substantial, on a month to month basis, substantially over time. So you wrote an ad because the client really wanted, the color talked about of the trucks because he believed that his trucks, were recognized by everybody in the city, and he believed that it was important that everybody knows that they're locally owned and operated, and like all the stuff that we know is kind of drivel and anybody can say, so why would we use those words? But what you wrote was that you said our trucks, you named the trucks, you named them Razzle Red. You named the color Razzle Red. And I was like, okay, at the very least, that's uniquely, the color's unique, but it'll get lost in an ad where you're not actually highlighting
Yeah,
just the color. You lost it in the three or four different things. And we write ads, or when you deliver a message, you have to deliver one message.
it was
You
a
can't deliver
terrible
three
ad. I
messages.
wrote.
Okay.
It was the worst ad I've ever written. I'm so grateful that I had you on the account to say, Jack, you know better, because
But
we
you
did not run
redeemed
that ad.
no, you
Thank
redeemed
God.
yourself.
It was
You got it.
so bad.
You redeemed yourself and you wrote an ad after I did some soul searching. Now, full disclosure, I was in Las Vegas at a trade show for the cleaning industry to drum up business, because just like everybody else, we try to drum up business. Um, and it was at a trade show, and you sent the copy, and I read it while I was in the booth, and in a lull, in a little slow period, and I ran out of the booth, talked to you, and came back, and then I was talking with two of our partners, Stephen Semple and Gary Bernier, and Stephen was kind of in and out of the conversation. He was dealing with customers, but Gary was like, Matt, I love the fact that you held on to that Razzle thing, but like on its own, it doesn't have teeth. And I said, I don't know what to do here. I said, it's too bad like snazzle dazzle razzle was too long. And Gary was like, no, and like I fought him. He fought me. He was like, no, like you got it. Like that's like make it so nobody else can say it. Like make it so that they will own this thing, and then let's lean into it. And I'm like, okay. So then I thought about it and I got on the phone with you and we talked and blah, blah. Anyway, snazzle, dazzle, razzle is what we want to talk about today. And not those three words, obviously, but it's be known for something other than what you do. Be known for a feeling, not a deliverable. Be known for entertainment, not because you're an awesome, let's go back to the deliverer of snow tires. Be known for anything else that somebody else can't say. And if they try to say it, they look like jerks for stealing your thunder. And
What's
so, Jack,
cool about this is I spent our last episode hammering the entire PPC industry, and it deserves it.
literally,
Frankly, it
yeah,
deserves more than I gave it. But there's one place where PPC really, really shines. And if you can get a hold of this, a number of things will happen for you. First of all, your spend on PPC will plummet. Or let's say you just keep your spend the same, but you change it the way we're going to talk about. your results are going to skyrocket. And there's always caveats, and we can talk about that in detail if we need to. But what we did for this client, we should say, this guy followed our instruction and was running broadcast media advertising, radio advertising, for we got the standard. We always try to get 3 to 3.5 frequency per week, 52 weeks a year, so that people hear this, they can't get away from it. And so our advertising on the radio started using the phrase snazzle dazzle razzle, snazzle dazzle razzle, snazzle dazzle razzle. Now, Mr. Listener, Mrs. Listener, can you guess what the industry is? Well, no, you have no idea what the industry is. It could be soda pop. It could be cement. It could be packaged goods. It could be prostate exams. I'm not even going to tell you what the industry is, but I can tell you this. Within less than 2 months, about 45 days, actually it may have been faster than that, but let's say 45 days, of our first snazzle dazzle razzle ad being run, we started to see, I should point out, we advised them they needed to start bidding on the keyword
Yes.
snazzle dazzle razzle. Now, how much competition do you think there is for the keyword snazzle dazzle razzle? Well, I can tell you in his city, there ain't none.
There wasn't any.
Worldwide, there may be other people, but you don't have to worry about that.
In that order, all 3 words.
In that order, all 3 words, snazzle dazzle razzle. Within 45 days, we saw the keyword searches for snazzle dazzle razzle and then the name of his industry skyrocket. He started getting phone calls for people who had found him because they couldn't remember the name of his company. They couldn't remember the color of his trucks. They couldn't remember any of his promises, but they could remember snazzle dazzle razzle industry name.
Now, Jack, let's be fair here. You can't just put snazzle dazzle razzle into an ad randomly and then everybody's going to go to snazzle dazzle razzle for a search term. Like this is woven into a story. And just so you know, so we were both students of the Wizard Academy, and we learned a bunch of stuff from this guy. You might know him if you search for him. You'll see him. His name is Roy H. Williams, and he talks a lot about the transformation moment, the moment where you go from the pain point to the solution. Right in the middle of that portal is called the transformation moment. And because it's a transformation moment, we want it to be remembered, because that's when you go from feeling to feeling right? And that's what we did, is we used snazzle dazzle razzle in the transformation moment, which means awesome. That's what it means. But we had to write it in over time so that more and more people realize that snazzle dazzle razzle is the transformation moment. And the more they understood that, the more they realized, and they made it synonymous with the name of the company.
Yep.
Okay. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that it didn't skyrocket. Let's just say that it didn't start to see a nice little, uptick. It showed up as a search term, and it wasn't a search term before.
Yeah.
And if you were to bid on that search term, it's going to cost you this much because nobody else is bidding on it. As opposed to this much. I don't know. I'm going to do it in the screen. This much from this much. It's much bigger than that, but
well, he was paying in the high 80s, 90s.
Yeah, $85
I
to
mean,
$100
we saw a report today, $86 a click.
Yeah.
For
regular
the standard kind of stuff that people pay for. Snazzle dazzle razzle. Do you remember what he was paying for that?
$22.
So a quarter.
Yeah.
He was paying a quarter.
And it got more. And that was at the high end. When it first started, it was lower. But again, as
Yeah.
soon as it starts showing up as a keyword, Google gets a little greedy. Um, anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, guys, you're paying nothing for your branded keywords, for the keywords that are only said by you, only thought by you, only talked about by you. And so this is the challenge to anybody who's in marketing, entrepreneurs who are trying to start themselves. Be known for something. Yeah, I go back to my favorite saying, which is don't be the best in your industry. Don't be known as the best in your industry. Be the only in your industry that talks a certain language, has a very specific story, and delivers a very specific way the solution which you have. And I don't care what industry you're in, this works every industry,
Yep.
right? So
Every
so
single one.
so guys, listen, I want you to snazzle, I want you to snazzle, dazzle, razzle your competition out of existence by being amazing, and go do that. I mean, we don't need to sell anyone this, I don't think. Just figure out what it is, your transformation moment. Name the transformation moment. It can be anything. Just make it rememberable. Rememberable? Memorable. Yeah,
Rememberable.
I'm an
Yeah,
ad
that's
writer. Yeah, yeah.
you're so
Isn't
good
that
at
what that thing was?
wordifying.
The rememberable was in the Harry Potter films. It was how Neville remembered that he forgot something and he didn't remember what he forgot. Anyway, it's called a rememberable. Make it memorable, make it stand out. Sorry for rambling, but I guys, go nazzle dazzle razzle the competition is what I'm trying to get at.
Snazzle, dazzle, razzle 'em. Sometime we should talk about the I don't know. I would love to talk about the psychological reasons why this works. Um, there's some really profound psychological and sociological things that happen inside your audience's minds when you attach your own meaning to either existing words or words that you make up. Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about that sometime.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
remind us
Well,
about our unofficial sponsor.
gosh, the Wizard Academy, guys. Go to thewizardacademy.org. Find a course that suits your nature. I recommend taking Magical Worlds for Communications. It was the
Yeah.
premier course. It was the one that started the whole thing off. And it's the one I took first. I think, Jack, I don't even know if you took it first or not, but
Yep.
it's the course you want to go so you can learn how to think differently, how to communicate in a much more succinct way with magic and power. But Wizard Academy, it's home for us. We love going back there. We take a course every year. We don't get anything for this, but we really do love it. So we think you should go. We want better marketing. We want better advertising in the world. We want to champion it. So go learn there. And again, if you guys want anything else, if there's a topic that we haven't talked about you'd really like to hear, leave us a comment, and share our stuff with somebody who you know could use a little bit more crumbs to help them become giants.
Crumbs for giants. Bernsey, you're the best.
See
Talk
you,
to you
buddy.
next week.
Appreciate you. Bah.